Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lax rats alike, welcome back to another episode of the Crese Dive. I am your host, Matt Nestler. It's just me today, baby. It is just me. First ever solo dolo episode for Nest. Listen, we got a lot of scheduling going on. We got a lot of moving parts. It's just going to be me today. We're going to get the fellas back on next week or very soon to get everyone together and have a kumbaya. Shout out Dukes. Shout out my guy Dukes. Congratulations. Absolute legend. I'll let him, address everything. But, it's no new news what's going on in the world of Dukes. But I just want to give him a congratulations and a thank you. And love you if you're listening to this, Dukesy, if you're tuned in. So shout out Dukes, not here tonight. Shout out Jordy, he a dad, a coach, a brother, brethren, whatever you want to call it. Shout out Jordy, duty calls. Like not everyone can be a 27-year-old like Nest with very minimal responsibilities. Some people in this world need to be proactive members of society. So shout out Jordy for that. We love you as well. Jordy, love you, bottom of my heart. If you're listening as well, we'll see. If you guys are listening right now, Jordy or Duke, send me a text and write, I was listening. So we'll see. We'll see if they're listening. I listened last week. I sent them a text when I wasn't on. So shout out the fellas. I'm a ranter. I like to rant. We're going to be ranting a lot tonight. We might do some small breathing exercises along the way. But so far, so good. I can sit back, relax. It's just me. It's I can do whatever I want. I can come on here and just we could just talk about my football highlights for 45 minutes. I could give you guys 45 minutes of some high school football highlight talk. But we're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. I took some notes. I'm hosting. You got to have your list of what we're going to go through, right? I have a little organization here. It's not up because I was making sure I was all good, but I got my notes out. I'm ready to go. We're going to be relatively organized. We're going to have some fun. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a lot of back and forth. It's mostly going to be me yelling at you. It's going to be this constant stream of my consciousness out of the speaker of your phone or the audio of your headphones or your car, wherever you're listening to, all across the world. Top 100 podcast in the world, which is amazing. I'm honored to be hosting a top 100 lacrosse podcast in the world. I may have just said top 100 podcast in the world. That's fine too. We can spread that. That's fine. There's no rule saying I can't say that. What are the other 99? Are the top 100 podcasts all going to sue me at once? Maybe. I should probably stop. I probably not go down that road. Let's see. Sometimes you got to reel yourself back in. It's okay. We're here early. Again, just me. I'm excited. We can go over last weekend's games. I was tuned in Saturday. Great weekend sitting watching the Masters. First time I was excited to watch the Masters, it felt like in my life. Been playing that PGA game. So I sat on my couch, watched the Masters, watched some lacrosse. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap. And I got to tip my cap to the Lehigh boys. Little, hey, how you doing? Hide the hey. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm showing the flow. Shout out to Lehigh boys. That big win against Colgate. Patriot League is a dogfight. It's just every man for himself in the Patriot League, it seems like. But the Hawks fly together. I had some people, murmurs on Twitter before the game. Hawks max play. The Lehigh faithful was strong. I was calling Colgate 2.5. Wasn't anything huge. Nothing. No max unit play. No nothing. But yeah, Lehigh beat the brakes off of them. Colgate just. Sorry, for those not... I guess I can't just take a sip in the middle of a sentence, but my mouth was getting dry. But for those who weren't watching, I took a sip of my water. Colgate's been having a great year. A lot of big wins. When they beat the shit out of Loyola, I should say, that's when I kind of started to... My Colgate radar, can't have too much toothpaste. Shout out Dukesy. That came on. So I've been in Colgate's corner. Shout out Chris Francesco. I should know that. Shout out Chris. You're a legend. Chatham boy. But just tough loss. See if they can bounce back. We're getting to that point of the season where the conference tournament is just looming. It's just hanging there, watching the chaos before the tournament. Me, just trust tree between us. whoever's here, whoever's listening right now, hand up, trust tree. I don't know how all the conference playoffs work. And I don't know if I'm supposed to know how that is, and eventually I will learn it. But I know some conferences, some teams make it, other conferences, every team makes it. I don't really know what happens in the ACC. There's like not a conference tournament, but there like used to be, and like there is, but like it's not a bid. I really don't know, and that's okay. I don't do semantics, moving my hands, semantics, dancing. But what I do know is if you win your conference tournament, unless it's the ACC, sketchy territory there, I don't know. Just ignore I said that. But if you win your conference tournament, you're dancing. That's a ticket punched. You get to raise that trophy, throw all your shit everywhere, grab the trophy, grab the flag, take the picture with the boys, go get beers on a Saturday night, and then bang, it's playoff time, lock in. Right? You better not be doing any funky business that Saturday night before the NCAA tourney. But it's that time of the year where teams can taste it. Teams can see it. We're seeing it as fans. We know it's coming. The locker room feels it. Those guys know. The older guys know, hey, April hits. We went from February 17th. We went to February 1st. Whenever that season opened up, Division I, Division III, we went from February 1st to April fucking 17th, 16th, whatever day you're listening to this on. We time travel here. In the blink of an eye, snap by. And I know it's flying by for the players. But when you get to April, you get to halfway through April, you know it's time. So I'm excited to see everyone tune it up. I'm excited to watch a little bit of a dull in the sports world besides those NHL playoffs starting up, which I love, but they're always at night. The NHL playoffs are at night. There's very little interference in that lacrosse and hockey sector. That's a great, let's clap it up for we don't get, not like a college football Saturday or a college basketball Saturday where you're just getting railroaded not being able to watch games. You know, the playoffs are at night. You can enjoy the NHL playoffs while also enjoying the college lacrosse conference tourney and end of the season getting going. Again, like, it's tough when you're by yourself because I just go. Don't know how I got to where we were with the conference tourney and the playoffs, but I know it stemmed from me being excited about this time of the year. And that's okay. I'm not going to pause this and go back and do a hanky-panky, pull behind the curtain. Oh, like, I know what I'm doing. We're not going to edit this. We're ripping it. One take, everybody knows the rules. Let's get back on track. Let's talk a little bit more. So we started at Colgate. That's how we got there. We were at Colgate, and then we ended up there. Villanova, big win. Shout out my boy P.J. Hewitt, former Cabrini guy. The big win against St. John's in conference. Big East is open. I'd love to see Nova win that. I don't know exactly what their record is, but I know right now I believe they're second in the Big East, which is good. The Nova boys are fighting, and I'm going to hate them in a year. Villanova is one of the scummiest, rattiest schools ever. They bought Cabrini, just burning down the history day by day. But that's okay. I mean, we don't need to. This doesn't need to be a Cabrini podcast, unless you want to be. Unless you want to be, then I can arrange that. Yale. I was on the Dartmouth train. Gave a shout out last episode. Said I kind of wanted to see a big win. Another, hey, we're taking that step. They were up 7-6. I hopped on Twitter. I'm the biggest Dartmouth fan in the world. Goalie makes an orangutan save for Dartmouth at the end of the third quarter, I think it was. Right before a big goal for Dartmouth. I think. Just like, one-on-one, ankle, just monkey taking up the entire cage. And they go down the other way, blast one by the goalie. I'm all in. Tune out of the game, tune into another one, watch a little bit of the Masters. Dartmouth just got fucking shoved into a locker by Yale. Yale not dead yet. Not dead yet. Punched their ticket to the Ivy League tournament. Think about it. Yale has not had a good year. All they care about is that conference. All they're saying to each other is it takes just a couple games. And we're in the last 16. So, shout out to Yale boys. Not a lot of love for the Yale boys on this pod, I feel like, just at least from my end. I haven't been giving them a lot of love, so shout out any of the Yale faithful out there. Hopkins just makes me... I'm always riding. I'm on Hopkins every week. Shout out Robbie Guida. You guys know my loyalty lies deep with the Chatham Cougs. Shout out Tommy Guida. But it just sucks. It sucks to see the Jayhawks not be good when I really thought they were back. They have so much talent. They have so much pizzazz, where the fuck it's called. But they look good on paper. And you watch them play and it doesn't look good. And it was kind of a beatdown from first whistle to last. Hopkins never felt like they were in control of that game. And when you can feel that, it's over. I mean, Penn State came out firing. But again, Hopkins holds Penn State to 10 goals. That's a good day in the office. But it didn't, a 10-4 game, this game felt like a 15-6 game. If that makes it any better. Yeah, no, it felt like a 15-6 game. We're going to stick with that. It's okay. Remember, there's going to be times in this podcast where I am legitimately talking. I'm talking to the air. I am in this room alone, just yelling to the air. I kind of like it, though. I kind of like it. Ooh. We'll wait for that one. I'm just going through the games right now. That'll be the last one to touch on. Army, barn burner. They dropped that game to Navy. That's tough. But they didn't. And they won. Shout out Chaps. I know Chaps is tapped into the Army lacrosse season, the Army lacrosse faithful. He's always tapping in on Twitter, trying to get that Army buzz going, which, again, no one's a bigger supporter than me. I know there's been some discourse out there of who supports the troops and who doesn't. Again, I just think the troops defend this nation almost too hard. They're giving so much to this country that we need to figure out a way to give back more to them and give a little more leash in season. We can see that Army faithful make a run. We'll see. I mean, they have arguably the best goal in the country. So shout out the Army boys. Shout out anyone that served. Shout out any of the service cats. Shout out the Navy boys too, taking them to OT, barn burner. It's an American matchup right there. Just old school smash mouth lacrosse when those two teams get together. You just got to appreciate that sometimes. Sometimes you got to sit back and appreciate things for what they were. Princeton beat the piss out of Brown, 17-7. Brown, I'll keep betting on you guys. I like you guys. I didn't bet on you this week because you can't bet in New Jersey with our friends over at DraftKings when you live in New Jersey. But I was morally supporting. Not that I was rooting, but I want Brown to be good. In my eyes, when Brown's good, I feel young again. Oh, I must have missed. I blacked out and missed a game. Denver over Georgetown. Not good for the Hoyas. 3 goals against Denver. I don't know. It's kind of a bland game. Don't love that. There's not a lot of goals being scored there. That looks like a New Jersey high school lacrosse game. Just no shot clock. People holding the rock. It's like a Chatham Summit game in 2016. And we're probably losing, but whatever. We won the state championship, so fuck you, Summit. But you get my point. I don't know. I'm ranting. I'm just the animal's kicking in. But you got to stay on task, Nats. My point was it was a low-scoring game and was definitely not fun to watch. And I did not watch that game. North Carolina over Duke. Shout out Will Perry. We're gonna get Will Perry on the pod. We're gonna talk some UNC lacrosse, some betting, and just overall lacrosse scene with Will Perry. He's gonna be on soon, so stay tuned for that. Shout out Will Perry. Follow him on Twitter. He's getting into the lacrosse betting world out there, put his picks out for the gang. So either fade him, ride him, or block him. One of the three. But we'll hear from him soon. Shout out his boys down at UNC, big win. Duke really fighting that game. They win that game. This conversation, this whole scene in the ACC looks different. Again, I don't know what's going on in the ACC. I don't know how the tournament works, and to be honest, I don't think I'm looking it up while doing the solo because that's going to require actual reading, and I can't sit here in silence. I refuse to give you guys a podcast solo where there's a lull for more than a few seconds. If I'm going to do one thing today, it's I'm going to give you nonstop chatter for X amount of minutes, whether it's 20, 40. I could do this for 5 hours for all I know. It could be 3 a.m. by the time I'm done with this. Late night recording from Nest, maybe, all day. I'm a night hawk sometimes, but I'd love to get my hours. I'd stop talking, hone back in on the games. Notre Dame beat up on Virginia. I'd love to see Virginia fight a little bit more. I touched on that last week. I want to see that fight. Cornell. CJ Kirst is so special. I'm going to dive into a CJ Kirst it's going to be a CJ Kirst fucking bukkake. I cannot be saying those words out loud. Oh my God, that's an absurd statement. I'm gonna rescind that statement. This one's tough. Solo potting and having that one out there. But CJ Kerr, I'm gonna dive into the CJ Kerr spiel a little bit. But Cornell as a whole, that team played well against Syracuse. Offense was humming. Goalie was out of his face for Cornell. Just honed in on everything. Easy, little rebounds out of the Cornell netminder. That Cornell team, that Cornell defense held their own against Syracuse, which I think is a very, 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 very good team. Some people are like, oh, Spallina doesn't show me. Spallina's unbelievable. For people that hate on Spallina, I'm a big believer in, like, you're just hating to hate. Like, if you sit down and watch him, like, I just take, like, one look at him, like, this kid's nasty. Yeah, you can nitpick his game. Sure, you can nitpick anyone's game. There's only one kid in the country's game you can't nitpick, and it's CJ Kerr, because he's the best college lacrosse player to ever exist. And I'm saying that, and I'm going to die on that take, and it's going to come to fruition as this year continues. Regardless, Joey Spallina is a great lacrosse player. Syracuse is a great lacrosse team, but Cornell is just a better team. Cornell is operating at a different level right now. They're moving the ball so fast. Their offense looks effortless. And when their goalie plays like that, and that defense can hone in, like I've been saying the whole year, I've been knocking on the door, just saying if Cornell's defense can figure it out, they're going to win the Natty. You know, their only weak spot is that defense. That offense is not. They're not going to be stopped. The offense is a fucking machine, and they're going to keep being a machine. And they showed you that on Saturday when they played Syracuse in an unbelievable, high-powered matchup. Both those teams are unbelievable. Both those teams will be playing in the tournament. I'm excited to watch it, but Cornell is special right now. I'll dive into CJ after I get into the next game, but then we got. I mean, this is. I don't feel good doing this. What I'm about to do doesn't feel good, and before I do it, I'm gonna take a sip of my water, my ice water, which is I really need it because my mouth is. As I'm getting higher, I keep talking, and like my mouth, I'm eating myself. I'm basically eating myself alive right now. Oh my god! That felt good, man. I mean, what's better than hydrating? For all you kids out there, for all you old guys, 18 and older is an old guy. Drink your water. Get your water in you. Always hydrate. Make sure the fellas are hydrated. Make sure your boys are hydrated. What's better than checking in on sending your boy a text fucking 2:30 on a Wednesday? Yo, you hydrating? He might be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yo, I'm just making sure you're are you drinking water? Just check in on your boys. If you haven't ever before, make it your first time tomorrow. Hey man, you hydrated? You hydrating? I'm just checking in, making sure you're drinking water. Like, water's key. We're lucky to have water. What an absurd thing to say out loud. Like, what an absurd thing to start talking about. Alright, we're back. Lock back in, Nest. CJ, we'll save the CJ. I gotta stop talking about it. I have news. Matt Nestler has news. We just went over the games before we go into games going forward. New Instagram account. I still have Matt_Nestler40, but there's also now Matt's Nest. MATTSNEST. It's my nest. It's Matt's Nest. I'm just going to be doing more content there, more fun. Old videos, new videos. You'll see the significant weight difference between them and be able to tell which ones are new and which ones aren't. But no, so I'm just going to start pumping out content there, whether it's a video from the day, whether it's a video from the day before, weekend, 10 videos in a day. I want to get Instagram involved with some of the Twitter fun, some of the fun that's going on the Twitter world. Twitter, you can just throw a video up there, bang. You throw stuff and hope it sticks. Bang, throw it, bang, Odell, whatever. You get it, one. I want to throw stuff around on Instagram like I do on Twitter, so tap in. Greatly appreciate that. Make sure you're also following the Crese Dive on all socials. And make sure you're following Dukes and Jordy as well on their socials. They're always pumping out lacrosse stuff and their own stuff on the side, which is awesome. And then the Crese Dive is where you're going to get clips and updates and whatnot. So make sure you're doing that as well. That's just a PSA. This isn't the end of the episode. So don't be tuning out just yet. Again, this episode, we're just doing the intro. I have a scroll to go there. No. I'm not going to keep you guys that long. So I hope I didn't lose everyone. 20 minutes, and I hope some people are getting a good kick out of this, and I hope that there's a small level of mutual respect. First time solo doloing. There should be some sort of, it should almost be its own category of podcasting, the solo podcast. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just going to hand up. I don't know how many solo episodes have been done in the Crese Dive's history, but if I had to guess, Jordy's going to have a lot of those under his belt. I don't know if that number is extremely high, extremely low. I just haven't gone and watched enough tape. I need to watch more film to find that out. But I'm going to put myself in for one. I'm in for one. This one right here. That's one in the bag for Nest. That is officially. If it ended right now, we'd be good. But again, we're not done yet. I feel like I'm kind of almost asking myself to stop. I brought up Will Perry before about getting him on the pod. If anyone listening has any ideas or people they want to hear from on the podcast in the lacrosse world, feel free to DM us. If you're listening and you want to come on the pod and you have a reason to come on the pod, hit me up. I'm listening. Hit up the Crese Dive, hit up Nestler, hit up me, myself, or the Crese Dive. We'll get back to you, one way or the other. If you know a professional who wants to get on, if you know a college guy that wants to get on, if you're just curious to try to, hey, I'm in 8th grade and I want to hear from here. I'm a 28-year-old. I want to hear from this fucking guy. Whoever you are, just let us know if you have any ideas. We're the suggestion box is open for guests. It's basically what Nest is getting at. Happy to bring people on. Happy to mix it up. Have some fun, especially over the next few weeks. Let's dive into the weekend games. Let's dive into the weekend games. Big Friday, not big Friday, but like just quality Friday lacrosse. 3 games, nothing to write home about, but they're stacked 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Woo-wee! I love that. Spread them out, hour each, bang, bang, bang. You're getting the Big Ten Network, CBS Sports Network. I don't know what kind of streaming services. I think those are all pretty. I think we're all going to have access to those. I think we're pretty good on that. But we got Penn State versus Rutgers. Our friends over at DraftKings will not be able to supply me that line due to Rutgers, which is fine. They'll be able to help us out with all the great lacrosse games outside the state of New Jersey. But just for the sake of riding, I'm going to take Rutgers in that game to ride the New Jersey pride. But I do think Penn State wins. I'll be rooting for Rutgers just like a little bit. But nothing huge there. Shout out the youngest coast on that team. We got Loyola at Navy. Oh, this one's tough. Shout out the Loyola boys. Getting their first win, then getting their hearts ripped out. But I'm going to take you to get your second win. No, I'm not picking anyone on the game. I'm taking the over. Taking the over. I just ignore what I said. Thought about it before I said it. Over 20.5. Yeah. I don't know. That was a real quick, just like gut play. We're on the over. We're not going back. I'm a big believer in when you make a bet, you stick with it because I don't know. You only live once. That's what I'm on. And then we end the day on Friday night with Maryland Hopkins. I mean, those are 6 just quality lacrosse teams that you like to watch play. The spread over in the Hopkins-Maryland game is Hopkins getting 4.5. See, right when I'm out on Hopkins, right when you think I'm out, they throw the line out there, and they reel me right back in. Huge rivalry. Interstate matchup, 4.5 goals. Come on. If you're watching, you see what I'm doing with my hands. And I'm telling you, come on. Give me the points. Come on. Come on now. What do you say now? Come on now. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take him. Hops back. Shout out the Blue Jays. Clear your throat, Big Nest. Breathing's been great today. Just breathe. I'm breathing while I talk. I have to be. I've been talking so much. Or I'm just the best at holding my breath. That's Friday's slate. Saturday, just a massive slate. Scrolling for a year going down inside lacrosse right now, looking at all these games. Colgate gets an easy layup against Holy Cross. That'll be a beatdown. No offense to the Holy Cross boys. But just Colgate looking for a little bit of revenge right there after getting beat up last week. Some big games this weekend. North Carolina, Notre Dame. Ooh, I'm I'm gonna say that's potentially game of the weekend. Again, I haven't done a full rundown, but it's that or that's either game of the weekend or it's the Cornell game strictly because CJ's on record watch. But for now, I'm UNC Notre Dame is gonna be my game of the week, and that's an electric game to have as your game of the week. That being said, spread's 1.5. You get Notre Dame at -180, North Carolina at +140 with our friends over at DraftKings. I'm going to take Notre Dame. I'm going to take the juice. Keep the points. Give me the +140. Not going to be a huge unit play, but I'm definitely going to play that. I think UNC's offense is very dangerous. I think Notre Dame's offense can be stopped. And if UNC is able to do that, then Notre Dame's going to be in a lot of trouble. I've been saying all year, I think Notre Dame can go out and win a national championship. I'm not saying by any means is Notre Dame a bad team. But their offense is susceptible to getting stopped. And I've ranted about that, I think, 3 or 4 times now. So I'm not going to harp on it, but that's why I'm going to take UNC. Because they can put up points, they can put up points, they can put up points. And if it's a shootout, I don't know if Notre Dame's going to be able to hang with them. I just don't. So we'll see. I'm excited for that game. Shout out the boys down in Chapel Hill. And then next game we got Cornell Harvard. Over under 27.5. Woo! The Ivy League just not playing much defense. That's a lot of points. I'm not gonna bet that game. But Cornell's giving 3. But now that we brought up the Cornell Harvard game, I do think CJ. I do think CJ breaks the record this week. I want it like just on the record before he breaks the record. On the record before he breaks the record. That I think he will go down as the greatest lacrosse player of all time. I said it earlier. I'm extremely biased towards the Cursed family. But this is like one of those instances where your bias means nothing. He is so good and such a complete player and so big and so fast and just has every bit of an IQ of the highest level players that it's almost impossible that if he keeps up this pace and makes a run in the tourney to even argue that he's not the best ever. Again, people are going to bring up some absurd names. There's so many good lacrosse players. I'm not saying those other guys suck. Matt Nestler, just think CJ is the best. Because I think he's the biggest combination of every good lacrosse player we've ever watched that I've ever seen. That's just my opinion. Listen, I said I'm biased. I said, for me it's going to be hard to argue against it. I just don't see it. I refuse to even acknowledge it. It's almost like I'm being a child about it at this point. But I want it on record before he breaks the record that I think he will go down as the best player to ever suit up. He's so far ahead of where he was last year with production and how far ahead he is as far as to Wharton watch, the leap he's taken from kind of being right there with 1 and 2, top 3 to just there's a tier 1 and it's CJ Kirst and now there's a tier 2. And that's not a shot at anyone. It's just CJ's taken such a leap this year that it blows my mind when I watch him play. I almost can't believe it. But again, it doesn't need to be a 45-minute slurp fest. So good luck this weekend. Shout out the Cornell boys. I hope he breaks it. I want to be on the right side of history, and just be sitting here saying, "Listen, I've been screaming it from the clouds that he's the best ever." And I don't know if that record's going to get touched, depending on how far he takes it. If he keeps it up, that record's going to get really far away, and a lot of kids are running out of. I don't even know if there's any COVID eligibility left, so I don't know how realistic it is for kids to get that far. And CJ's going to do it in 4 years. He's not going to do it with an asterisk COVID season. He's going to do it in 4 seasons, and he's going to do it in less, I believe, less games than anyone in the top 10, unless my memory serves me wrong. I was doing a little bit of crunching of the numbers, but as much of a math guy as I like to pride myself on, I'm not the best memory guy. The edible is certainly not helping. The abundance of edibles, but I'm going to say that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tweet at me if I'm wrong, but unless you know I'm wrong, I'm fucking right. Suck it. Shout out CJ Curse. Shout out the Curse family. Bunch of legends. And Curse of the Week. Curse of the Week is back. He's never been dead. Some copyright issues. I'm just kidding. No copyright issues. Kind of copyright issues. Not with the Curse family. Those guys are legends. They're on board with the Curse of the Week. But Curse of the Week, my boy, Joey Murata. Joe Murata, Curse of the Week. Just so proud of that guy. The Italian wrecking ball. He's so resilient. No one gets kicked to the ground more than Joe. And I'm happy that he bounces back all the time. And for that, Joe Murata, hailing from Chatham, New Jersey, is this week's Curse of the Week. So shout out Joey. Shout out my boy. I know he's been waiting on that one for months. And hopefully he gets the message. I'll have to send him that because he's definitely not listening right now. And that's okay. That's fine. Joey Maratz. All right, we're back. Again, I get railroaded. Now I'm out here talking about Marazzi. But again, earned, Curse of the Week, earned, not given. That's earned, not given. A few more weekend picks, and then I'll let you guys skedaddle. I'll let you free. Who do we like this weekend? I kind of like... No, not doing it. Yeah. I like Brown. I like Brown plus 100 over Dartmouth. See, I'm such a flip-flopper. Like, I'm riding Dartmouth, but I'm also riding... I guess I'm not flip-flopping. I'm riding both these teams, but I want Brown to be better than Dartmouth. Like, in my world of lacrosse, I'm happier when Brown's better than Dartmouth. That doesn't mean I'm rooting against Dartmouth. It's just like Brown's supposed to be good in my eyes. Just like Dylan Malloy, they were nasty. That's the world I want to live in. Brown, money line, ride it. Mark and Kemp, I'm riding with you. Get the Brown boys going. Syracuse versus Duke, Cuse minus 2.5. Ooh, dude, I might take the points. I might gimme with Duke there. Take the points. They're battling for their life right now. Duke is battling for their life. I got to dive a little more into some bracketology. Again, I'm not a memory guy, but I know Duke is for sure, Duke is not in the driver's seat right now, based on how they played the season, based on their quality of wins. I know they play a really good schedule, and I know that matters, but Duke just hasn't been winning big games, and they've dropped games I think they should have won and played teams too close that I think they should have rolled. If they can get right with Q's, who knows? Might be playing for their season. Give me Duke. Give me Duke 2.5 though. I'm not taking a money line. I'm not that crazy. Ohio State versus Michigan. I don't think I ever even said what I don't know if I ever put Nick Myers back on the hot seat. I think I forgot to do that. But that's okay. He's on now. He's just for everyone to know. He's back on the hot seat. Nothing personal. I just think if I put him on the hot seat, it automatically means Ohio State will go on a heater. So I'm going to put Nick Myers on the hot seat, and then I'm going to hammer Ohio State -2. Maybe if I can alt spread to -3. I don't know what the situation of alt spreads is. I don't know if those exist. But that's okay. Either way, I'm taking Ohio State, lighting a fire underneath them quite literally by putting their head coach back on the hot seat. He was hot seat, warm seat, now it's hot again. He's been on a seat the whole year. I'm not letting him stand up until they play on Memorial Day weekend. He's on a seat. Some sort of lukewarm, from either lukewarm to hot seat. That's where it's just his home for now. And that's he's okay there. They're winning. Ohio State's fine with it there, clearly. No shade. The Ohio State boys have been playing really well. I'm just trying to light a fire and get them going and have some fun there. But I think that might do it for our picks this week. I'm not seeing the board very clearly right now. Again, it's late right now. I've been talking to myself for a really long time. What feels like days at this point. But I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself, so I'm not trying to rush out of here on you guys. I want to make sure I give you a solid solo epi. I would love to hear reviews if you made it this far. How the solo epi went, whether you want to DM me, tweet at me, Instagram me, Facebook message me, you can LinkedIn message me, you can fucking send me a letter. Let me know how I did. It was fun. If you guys liked it, if you never ever ever want me to do this again, also please tell me that. That's important information. I do not want to give you guys any sort of content that you don't want. So if you would rather just listen to absolutely nothing than Nestler speak to the four walls in this room, that's totally fine. I promise you I will not take it to heart. I will a little bit. That's a lie. I will take it to heart. But I won't keep, if the overwhelming majority says, yo, that sucked, then this will not continue ever again. But in the meantime, while we're figuring out scheduling and whatnot, and we're locking everything down, if I need to, I'll hop on here solo with a guest, whatever it may be. But just know Dukes, Jordy, and I are trying to get the gang together, align our schedules, and give you guys the trio to have some fun and really get into the nitty gritty of lacrosse. Those are my guys. Make sure you follow them on socials. Make sure you follow me, new Instagram, always on Twitter. Doing some TikToks. Dukes always posting his TikToks. Jordy, great follow on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you're reading his blogs as well. Jordy, gifted writer for the Barstool Sports Company. Love you guys. Always fun. I was very happy I was able to do this. And hopefully you enjoyed it. But until then, we'll be keeping it low to high till the day we die. We out. Love you guys. How do I end this bad boy? I got it.